Hey, what's up everyone? Tedrick85 here, and today I'm gonna be beginning my playthrough of Felix the Cat for the NES. This is one of my all-time favorite games from my childhood, and I decided that I'd pull it out again and play it again since I haven't played it in years. Now, this isn't a really good game by any means, but it does have its charm, and that's why it stuck with me, because I do remember enjoying this when I was a kid, so, as you can see here, the beginning shows you a little bit of exposition with the mad professor kidnapping Kitty, who happens to be Felix's girlfriend. Which I should say is a very brief conversation. And there goes Felix's magic bag, and off he goes! We're off to round 1-1. Well, where else would we start? As you can see here, the graphics aren't too great, but you can definitely tell what's going on just by looking at it. You know, you can definitely tell that you're playing as Felix the Cat, and you can tell what most of the enemies are, and you can tell what kind of setting you're in. Now, the object of this game is pretty much, it's just a simple platformer, which all you have to do is get from start to finish while avoiding or destroying the enemies. Now, one of the objectives in this game is to collect Felix the Cat heads, and collecting enough of them will give you a power-up, like, in the form of a heart, which now I have the Magician power-up, which, unless you're using it, really good at using it in close range of an enemy, it's pretty much useless, because most of the time when you try to attack it with this power-up, you're gonna end up getting hit, so... As I already wrote in my description, this is not a live commentary, so whatever you're hearing from me right now is not actually me talking as I'm playing, so if anybody's wondering, no, this is not live commentary, so... I don't think it really matters, but I figured I'd just say that anyway. Now, not only can you find Felix heads throughout the level, but you have to keep your eyes open for these large bags, which gives you an opportunity to collect more. Which, right now I got the tank, which is the best power-up you can get as in terms of this round, so... there's the Magician, there was the fighter jet that I played as, and now I'm playing as a tank. That's all the transformations that Felix has, so... And each one has its advantages and disadvantages. While the fighter jet's pretty good when it comes to shooting enemies from a range, this tank is probably the best because it kills most enemies with one hit. But the only problem with that is that it does have an arc with it, the ball that it shoots, so you do have to watch out for enemies from a distance that it doesn't go into the arc and get you, but for instance, when it comes to those jumping enemies or enemies that are above you or any flying enemies, this tank is awesome to take care of them, so... The controls in this game are pretty good too, you know. Felix moves left to right without any problem, you know, there's no skidding when he tries to get to a stop, he just stops when you stop moving. And the jumping's pretty good too, there's no real issues with him. If you miss a jump, it's pretty much your own fault, so I really don't have anything bad to say about that. Now, each power-up does have a limited amount of time, which is represented by the hearts on the top left corner of the screen. And the way you replenish those is by collecting milk curtains from Felix heads, as well as collecting hearts. So, and another thing, speaking of limitations, this game does have a time limit, but the thing is, this game I really don't think is all that hard. You know, there are a few tricky spots in this game, but nothing real overly difficult. I was able to beat this game when I was a young kid, so that kind of tells you the difficulty level right there. But since the game I think is so easy, most of the time you won't even realize that you do have a time limit. So chances are you're gonna finish the level before time expires, which you can see the amount of time on the lower right hand side of the screen, as well as how many Felix heads that you've captured, as well as how many lives that you have, which are indicated by the middle and the left bottom sides of the screen respectively. As you can see here, I'm getting hit. You know, I don't know, maybe I wasn't playing to the best of my ability when I recorded this, but Yeah, needless to say, this is not a no damage run by any chance, because, like I said in my Metroid and my Super Mario Brothers playthroughs, I'm just playing these games just for fun, you know. I'm not trying to prove anything, like, I'm not trying to prove how good of a gamer I am, because I'm not. I'm just playing these just for fun, you know. If you want to find a no damage run to a game or anything, there are several other channels you can play through. I'm just playing these games just for fun, you know. Because like I said, I don't have anything to prove. See here, you go inside these large magic bags. It gives you a chance to get power-ups and whatnot. Seems to me like there was something else I wanted to say too on here, but I just can't think of it at the moment. See here, I'm back to the tank again, which is really good when it comes to taking out those birds. No, these enemies that are on the ground, they're pretty much a different story, but, oh, that's what I wanted to say. In terms of finding playthroughs of this game on YouTube, I wasn't able to find too many of them, and that was one of the other reasons why I wanted to play this game, is so I get to show you guys at least a playthrough of this game and see what different kinds of levels there are and what kind of obstacles there are. And like I said, this was a childhood favorite of mine, so I'm really happy to be able to be playing this and recording this. Should be getting close to the boss here pretty soon. But speaking of the bosses, they're not too difficult either. I can't think of a really difficult boss offhand. Like I said before, in terms of levels, there may be some tricky bosses, but nothing overly difficult. Now, like, as you can see here, all you pretty much have to do is just keep on shooting them while keeping your distance. And of course, the tank is an awesome power-up for this boss. So just keep on hitting him and he's pretty much done. Now, I must say that this is not the end of the level, but this is, so all you gotta do is reach the goal and that's it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for round 2.